Hey everyone, it's Abel.
And it's Ari, and today we're going to be making fried chicken, mashed potatoes, and mac and cheese. So let's get right into the video.
You're gonna need chicken breast, potatoes, elbow macaroni noodles. Don't worry about the green bean cans, we didn't use those. Butter, milk, paprika, black pepper, nature seasoning, ground mustard, flour, eggs, parmesan, and cheddar cheese. Go ahead and start off by cutting up 10 potatoes.
So you're going to take 1/3 of butter, and then you're going to take 2 tablespoons of flour. I'm sorry that I don't really take good measurements, but this is for your roux. And then you're going to start off your mashed potatoes. So when you're doing this, you don't want to start in boiling water. You want to just start in simmering water. If you do it in boiling, they're not going to cook evenly. Then you're going to take 2 cups of whole milk for your roux, and this is building the base for your mac and cheese. The roux is super important. You can't burn this or none of it's going to taste right. And with that, you're going to want to whisk it all together so it's all very well combined, because if there's clumps, it's also not going to taste right. It's going to taste like flour and butter. Then you're going to salt your water for your elbow noodles, and you're going to want to leave your potatoes on a high heat and your roux on a medium heat and the water relatively high. Then you're going to basically grate that entire block of cheddar cheese into your roux.
So now we're gonna see Ari try to mix this all together.
And then you're going to grate the majority of the Parmesan cheese in there. I kind of got frustrated and just ended up breaking it into big pieces and putting it in there because it got too difficult.
So you're gonna want to add in a tablespoon of paprika to this mixture, and you're also gonna want to add in a teaspoon of the ground mustard. And after that, once Ari's done struggling with it, we're gonna add in another teaspoon of black pepper. Don't get complacent. That's not the last thing we're adding to this. We're gonna want to add another teaspoon of the nature's seasoning, and finally, we're gonna add in a teaspoon of salt. Another last minute addition, you're gonna want to grate some Munster cheese into that same mixture. Next, you're gonna go ahead and add in the noodles to a pot of boiling water. So now you're going to want to go ahead and make the rubs and the drench. So you're going to go ahead and crack up those 3 eggs into a small container, throw away the eggshells, and wash your hands. Because, come on, you don't want to touch anything with egg on your hands. That's just dumb, you know? You can get sick. Anyway, you're going to go ahead and whisk together the eggs with either a fork or a whisk. I don't know if people actually use whisks. I always use a fork, but you know. A sprinkle of salt and a sprinkle of pepper into the eggs should do the trick. And you're going to go ahead and whisk that together all nice and good as well. Now you're going to want to add a sprinkle of the nature seasoning to both containers of the dry rub flour. And now you're going to add in pepper to both of those. And, paprika to both of those. Add that little extra flavor into them. Once that's all said and done, you're going to want to get another dry utensil and mix all of that together. You know, that way it's even here and there. You don't want this chicken has too much paprika and this chicken has too much pepper, you know? You want to have it all nice and good. So, there you go. So now it's time to cut up the chicken breast. You're going to want to cut it up into strips as so. And, well, actually, what I did after this was I actually cut each strip in half. It actually made it better. You got more chicken, more efficient, and, you know, it's good. And by this time, you should go ahead and look over at your potatoes and see that they're boiling. And this is what the roux should be looking like right about now. Time to check on our friends over in Noodle Land. And now you're going to want to fill up another pan pot thingy like this with oil. And now once you know that the potatoes are done and boiling, you're going to want to go ahead and strain them into a strainer. But that's pretty obvious, isn't it? Before we move on, let's just show you how everything should be looking right now. We put the potatoes back in the pot and everything's looking pretty good. So now, speaking of, strainers from before, you're going to want to strain the macaroni and put it back into the pot. And now you're going to add the roux to it. And once you have that nice in there, you want to mix it up. That way, every macaroni gets the love.
Okay, so for this, when you're drenching your chicken, you want to start it off in the flour and then in the egg and then in the flour. With this one, you want to have a wet hand and a dry hand. This is basically so none of the egg or the flour mixes on your fingers and makes them all nasty or dirty or anything. When I was trying to show Abel how to do this, him and Damien were making fun of me the whole time, saying that this is stupid and why do I need this, and being little jerks and everything. So basically, don't listen to them, listen to me, because this is going to help you a lot in the end, especially when you're trying to keep yourself from making a huge mess out of everything. And once you're doing that, you want to lay the chicken in oil. Don't drop it in, or you're gonna spot yourself with oil like Vanessa did. And just let that get golden brown on one side, and then flip it over and do the same thing. Okay, and then for your potatoes, you're gonna add in whole milk. This can make them all like fluffy and everything. And then you're gonna add in butter. I don't do exact measurements for anything when I cook, as you noticed. It really irks Abel, but I just don't feel the need for it. So I just pinched off a big old clump of butter and added that in, because it's gonna make your potatoes nice and fluffy and give it a little more flavor. And then once you do that, you're gonna wanna smash them all together. I'm kind of looking for it right now. There you go, I found it. And when you're smashing them all together, you want to make sure that it all like is well combined. Pretty much make sure there's no clumps, but make them fluffy, if that makes any sense. And throughout this, the whole time I was doing this, Damien, our cameraman, was kind of talking a little crap the whole time because I forgot to tell him what I was doing. So he like yelled at me for a cool minute, but that's fine. My arm started to hurt. And then with this, don't forget to season your mashed potatoes. You want to put salt and pepper at first, and then you're gonna want to add other seasoning. I always add all-purpose seasoning, which is just a mixture of herbs, basically. And then I add nature seasoning, and that just gives it more flavor. So it's like garlic and parsley and all this stuff, and it tastes better than just regular plain mashed potatoes. For this whole recipe, we didn't make gravy because it just was too much work, and we didn't have turkey. I like turkey gravy. That's the best one. Any other one is nasty. When you're doing this, just make sure that you like don't stop. Like, I know your hands get hurt and everything, but don't stop. So today, while we're doing this, we actually have a really big day today, and this is our last video. So this is pretty much the last of A2 cooking, or A squared cooking, whatever you guys call it.
So, because we teach people how to cook, we decided to let our friend Caitlin get some hands-on experience this time. She's going to be doing the dry hand, wet hand, as you heard a small little explanation from that earlier from my colleague Ariana. But you can see Caitlin go in the flour, and now she's going to go ahead and drench that into the eggs. You can see her carefully go up. She's trying not to get any residue into the flour for some reason. She let that drip for a second. Now she's going to gently put that into the flour. Look at how just calm she is with it. She's afraid she's going to hurt it. You know, it's a dead chicken, but she's afraid she's going to hurt that poor thing. Look at that. Look at its friends over there just getting fried. Look at how nice and aesthetic that looks. That looks really good. But now we're going to see her gently place it into the oil and not plop it in, because if she had done that, my poor arm would have been burned. So I know you heard it earlier that this was going to be our last video, and it is, and I just want to say thank you to everyone who helped us this whole time.
Thank you for the support. Thanks for watching. Bye, guys.